to Egypt. I'm for sure. I want to pick your general impressions of Ghana's performance at the U20 AFCON.
I'm not obi expectations in share the neutral going into tournament with Inti. So generally Ghana for Omunbu said them food the way I normally say under 20 team and qualify Bufuno. And that's also because we've had almost 10 years at some level when you said I idea into as the Ghanaian soccer fan no and as a Ghanaian boy at that level no as a we need to be able to pursue what I say but no and said that's some disappointment no I think that we share said Desmond which team the demon or share every no I think that I'm disappointment in here more but I think with the general public in there as my kind of used to that level of disappointment it would have been good some to qualify but unfortunately team the core no mean to me a lot of the teams showed a lot of teams in the bass at tournament you know obia about almost 60%. I think that qualify for world championship now the teams you know but Ghana 60% wasn't enough to get us through, and that was very disappointing.
I don't know how you treat this one, but there's a school of thought suggesting said Desmond's dual role as coach of satellites and assistant at the Black Stars and so on. Meaning the pointers or indicators to suggest this, but Sane Bisuka.
Well, I think that a bit of a announcement by me. One of them can say, "Omunja Desmond on share baby a Jumani the Amano. The Juma Dawson. Nipeya Munes. I'm in charge of coaching education at the moment.
Exactly.
On sign coaching the way I be yes football no. Who the ball this year? Who say a lot of countries under 20 national team the second most important national team after national team Lankasa. Because of the Yemen national team, it is seen as the next launching point. Into being in charge of the second most important national team, and my dream when it felt that a Jumakesia, a Diamano, into now it's our promotion to Black Stars. I felt a home here, and it might have taken his eyes off the ball because Elemetino and it will be Kaka. But I don't think say a non and a contribute here to your inability to perform. Or Egypt, no, there be. But I think there was a decision that didn't need to be made. I don't think Desmond that year to do the pointer. Now you can say, oh, quite the Black Stars. I felt that they needed. We needed a Ghanaian to fill a role. And at this point, they didn't say at that point. Because when you good coach for the Black Stars, I'm just saying, at the point we could have found an option that didn't necessarily have to be Desmond, considering that Juma now all year with under 20. No.
Then there's this point about player selection, criteria, and arrangements for players even to show up at the national team. For instance, Jerry Efrie comes to the Black Stars and is commuting between Spain and Egypt, playing games even without training with the team. Clinton Dodu gets called up. He's in the main final squad. He never shows up at the tournament. Players we saw Edu Omukoye and so we had drop but they were expected to be part of the initial squad. Some have raised questions about selection process and due diligence.
Now the honor may mean now selection process no. My dream no. Yes, selection process nekaka. I'm gonna do baby. What me my dream when the MY and say ya share one man can a be hard drink kaka. Say o share under 20 team where I am almost supported current system no in terms of, and I don't mean that administration, I mean the current system of scouting and selection now you use it for under 20 team no. Emma you wanna say as a Ghana at our level we need players. Into as a 50 or 40 players per almost what's our age category. Into says 40 players no. Emubia anywhere ye no be my name more. And on our high end to this point because say Osha your last 3 squads under 20 from all Africa games the winning year. And we are. Ubeka say, oh, Desmond has been consistent. Yes, he has been consistent. But were the players themselves consistent? Players now almost form are core. Am I consistent and now enough to get there? And I see the balance of the team. Say Nebeya ubenya tomatoes kakra, ubenya yadra kakra, ubenya fish kakra. Na udia a carbo stew no ayedeno. A hot and a correct. Hello, another
89.
Talk about your too. Yes, sir.
Me say selection process na ha me kakra. Ni enu ni say say o share the way omo ye omo the way I see scout players who come for national team na. Wo ho ani aka cho say o player ABCD and report it. Sometimes we check players no. Players you report it. No be people sounds adding things you report it. Or ball na washego ana wayese ana. And then no one say I didn't win you. Such a nature, I say. And I think that it be true, baby. They be the same group of players now, na your friend. And I say even as squad no, and my competition emblem because we be able to say a year then you are bebo. If we make out him so bebo, win him so bebo. Once in a while, near this small do be a friend. Now, on also a day, actually contribute to BB Sakra. But I think say your selection never quit anymore. As you say, coaches no more chance say look. Ghana ye one and Niger. Niger the between Africa under 17 team na 2 teams pe. Asfa any Abia another any one of the smaller teams Asa. In fact, we be friend national team na Afa. But Ghana has so many players in that age category. A coach in the 20 side no needs to spend a considerable amount of time saying say which me you see at any point in time say Jerry free uniform when him say oh we beat me aye adwuma no by for say chinchinia it's a say Jerry free never into you create a certain system where CC you believe say Jerry am be under 20 na obi ntumi mbo me can say Jerry nyaade but the other well the last time I make I say you treat a player at under 20 at that level, no. Anything, my dream, even Andrea, you can entertain this out at under 20 level. What I say, and me kind of actually the bacteria or Paris under 20 level. That time Real Madrid Castilla, darling boy. But boyfriend now say, Aqua we have competition with team name. Oh man, the competition, you panic to no. You do baby not at my bench. Under 20 team. I feel say enough and if you see to ye kakra. Send a bear team to call anymore. And yes, Dibia a very small group. And the main kasa about ye favor player team way and our team way. I think we've had that conversation. But selectors no only to be or my dream mukakra. And then say we share the quality of players now your friend which makes selection in another one. Me can't say be in ball, but I'm saying says we be ball we brutal. Now or ball be a real society for 4th team, and yet first team, and yet second team, and yet third team, almost 4th team. Not only ball power almost 1st, almost 4th team. Not me Ghana Premier League player, same age, same position, or regular. Normally at that level, no, or preference never high. A bear under 20 players.
Jobobo
GP Jobobo. Oh, GP player over the power which, but and see, your tournament with Desmond, a lot of the trusted soldiers maybe, but some soldiers no almost form number 4. And the first, in Tianfa, will be to say Aaron Essel. Okoye Bruce first no ya de see never said down kuyi for the bar tournament no nti oye no say den kra form na ye den eswati Miss Bao no ye one of the trusted soldiers was high level we na Division 1 Premier. Miss Bob just to watch 5 goals between division for the last 2 years. Division 1 any Premier. Miss was watch 5. But they be a fresh squad now. Miss Bob come into Miss Bob and you are open to me she go. Your friend Maxwell as a football to do mighty jet. He hasn't played well in a long time. Yakubu Said, your friend, Yakubu Said, your call Wafu, losing the position to Benjamin Chum. You're dropping, but he made this tournament. Benjamin Chum didn't make the tournament. Yet the Gideon Esiakonya, of course, because he was in good form, it would lead him, no problem. But reliance on players are now, you need to say, top form, but Omabu team not check. As compared to Oma himself, more form, but yeah, more chance, no. And then I affected team the balance. It is our boys and could do on or pim one into me. Normally under 20 another part. I mean, the final point in it. And then like you to make sure that in tournaments, no, you can say okay, play away. In about 2 years, I'm going to be Black Stars now.
Sure.
In about 2 or 3 years, or when the could look like a future Black Stars goalkeeper. Does Da Costa entry look like a future Black Stars centre back? Does Aaron Issa look like a future Black Stars centre back? Lord, the FIFA looks promising, but on Namasia, there will be Drew Shaw. Intimidation will say, what were the alternatives? Were some alternatives available on Komubi to me about contributing and now? Let me take an example. Kotokowa Kolebi, or call Spain, or both Celta Vigo for second team. No.
Bernard Somoa.
Your friend is Somoa in the last 2 months, Somoa 10 goals in 8 matches. So Somoa before the Noble Kumasa Santikotoko, Somoa was Asante Kotoko best player as an Ofikruma. There was no doubt about Bernard Somoa's importance to Kotoko. He plays for the second team of Celta Vigo. He's playing well. Would he not have been an option as compared to Michel Amer?
The famous Mahama player.
Yeah, I'm saying, if you are dropping someone and you have Michel Amer, Mike, on the level of talent and experience and ability to contribute, me sure said Desmond, would you have told me, say, Okuna Dim, now, or Piobiaba Martimo, or Shabencha, Michel Amer, Bebo, you didn't see that. But those were some of the mistakes, and I hope he learns from it. He's a good coach. I think that Desmond, for under 20 level, no, he's a very, very good coach, or sound principles in terms of the way I team the ball near the other. But I think that it's so be pool ni mukaka. Remember our final example, especially with the striking, because okay Jabber.
Jabber
Koebruchiri about 2 months ago. Before Jabber on Division.
Wow.
Division 2. On another the top goal scorer in Division 2 football. That Jabber said 17 goals in 15 matches. That was Sanska. What is Fred Jabber at 20
David Jabber, they said, may I show some monitor number?
But that is the point I'm making. If you to me monitor Miss Bob, time I still believe air qualify. Now you to me monitor Jabber. Now you be to me monitor Michel Amer with Division 3. The top scorer in Division 2 football. We free Ghana Koebruchiri. And then Michel Amer with another Kwame Diagro, not to delegate. On starting with taking over.
See Michel Amer no Mahama na didn't go under 20 no. Oba your team taking over now than Suma now. Onye be more.
Onye be more because the players that he has to replace, 2 of them currently play Division 1 football. Michel Amer Division 1 is going to be to me ball Kroma. That is the point I am making. Ain't Uko Brekum Chelsea. Brekum Chelsea was number 10 B. Your friend Clue.
Clue meaning no the manager a protect boy. The manager madam for a lefty.
Yeah. Lefty. Another one. there is nobody in the age category what more GPL matches.
At least you can even contact Samuel Boadu for an advice on that kid.
Yes, I'm saying that you perceive say an 18-year-old who's a dominant number 10 in Ghana Premier League. And to me, he wasn't even observed. But some way, somehow, we found people from all over to make our squad. Now, that is the inconsistency now. That is all I'm saying. I'm saying it's a closest inconsistency. The same to me, closest inconsistency now. You bet disappointed. Now, say players in now or more. I didn't know we are under 17. I didn't know we are under 20. Even let me give you a simple transition question.
Apokum. He's been one of the best players in Zone 3, huh?
Yeah, I didn't know Apokum uncle. Then ball pana will be the balls I made for Noah. Apokum and yes, transition. Apokum under 17, 2 seasons, 2 times, 2 generations. I didn't know Apokum in the form that he's in. Looking at the team, we send their players and they say, Ochinasi, way back. Apokum is a brilliant player. Apokum, the talent that was on display there, another player will be what talent Apokum. You see, sometimes the pressure to also near the pressure to players so unnecessarily because as a player no can went to perform here. Nobody will feel like I say into show we now show we but the same we quiet. Sometimes that is what it is. And men perfect ye be back to the point because Ghana and Kwala de Munim Bob. Another kwa. A lot of young Kwala say they are talented enough to do again. Asanska boy your call nowhere is all red boy. Emmanuel Bedu.
I Bedu. Does Bedu qualify to play?
He qualifies to play.
Wow.
Bedu qualifies to play. But even the point I'm making say Bedu free Ghana, not your friend under 17 da, your friend under 18 da, your friend under 19 da. Bedu free Krumha within 7 months was the top goal scoring winger in Norwegian football. 11 months after leaving Ghana, he had signed for Red Bull for 5 million euros and without wearing a national team jersey. Angie, how who were the players who were playing ahead of Bedu? Who was scouting Bedu? Some wrong problem now, you know. As I see to me, a consistent kakase. You're born win in Imbo at this moment. There is no way I be to me a friend national team. I can say, oh. Ofwe makati abachi into the manemo. Ofwe makati abona apokum ni bochena. Ma apokum ngoboy. I think that is what needs to happen. It to me that's how makes a bit better and another will be on the right path to success.
Right. They say Wafu announces between the 15th of June and the 30th. Omo maiden Wafu Boys Under 20 Championship no air basso. This is not the Wafu A and B now a born Sevilla qualifies for the CAF Under 20. No. This is a novelty competition for fra. Omode ba omo say ebeboa a provided platform to enhance youth football development and increase competition in both Wafu zones. I guess it's an opportunity for Ghana to right the wrongs of the exit from Egypt.
Oh, I think let's give credit to the FA in terms of creation of under 15, under 16, under 17. And I think a big creative pool in but the talent must be right. And a tournament like this, am I an opportunity to look at the general quality of talent that are available? What I say, okay, we okay, and I we okay. And then I did about to me find serious with our tournaments. We say, let's have standards. Sometimes, almost selected players, and your standards, emotions, and doors, and self-interest, personal interest, and doors of kakra. Because eventually you meet a team that is better than you in every facet. Remember, as a example, and the school tournament near Boahano.
Yeah.
Ghana, Ghana, team, na a collection of star players.
Yeah.
You're free. A lot of the teams that came and competed were school teams, single school teams. Okay, Uganda team is here. One school team at the back. They say if you are okay, I'm gonna champions. I'm gonna be boy. And now where notice is idea no?
Me notice here some were strictly dominated by schools.
No, it's not just schools. We're dominated by just a school.
Yeah.
For instance, you have a school playing against a national team. That was our national team at under 15 level that played at the school's tournament. So what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Because Ghana, you need a national school tournament and you one champion. But the point I'm making is a lot of people are investing in high level way across the continent. Say na right players no in place to take advantage of our tournaments here. See wafu aba CAF the tournaments because when you scanner, we will struggle to transition players to your Black Stars. So now still players no brutish there are no local heroes. And for me that is the biggest problem now. At the moment we want collaborate anymore. You said any local heroes at under second division, third division, at all kinds of levels. You need local heroes. So I think we need to do better. And that's it.
And so now be AFCON. But who for America who be for London and
Then of course we'll London.
Unity Cup 2025. It's going to be live on Max TV. It's the Afro-Caribbean Football Festival of Ghana, Nigeria,
Nice.
Trinidad and Tobago, and then Jamaica. It's played over 3 days. First game here, TNT, any Jamaica. Second game, Ghana, Nigeria. Then the winners will meet in the finals, the losers in the third place game. And Max TV, exclusive free-to-air rights holders. And we are building up for the competition. Any Ebusa say, it's here I say your World Cup qualification is on track. No, what are your expectations from this tournament in terms of player call-up and then general performance of the team?
Well, I think it's an interesting tournament, and congratulations to Max. Mochumenya rights, number put his way together, and you hear Bibisa. But the point is, why never Kwakobo? Because one, if you are not time in here off FIFA calendar, players na break, break into be another catcher or say, to me Shadamba, and also to me committee because from holidays anything in Diagro. Into me now big down come Otado and the boys need the any dia Otado person or this tournament in area he might decide say tournament way or the share a whole new set of potential players for the World Cup qualifiers. Obviously, like I said, well, ABS tournaments no or the full camp. It's in a bit no Otado so, but I think he needs to do a combination of both. If there are certain key players he feels that he needs a bit down common, you'll be dissonant. I say, minimum say more break there. But we be to me have a fact tournament and I say my to me a one camp be send a bear September no see a banny a ball you qualify and I won't see a be. Secondly, might give him an opportunity to also call up some of the boys now on use Suda no so didn't many show new boys, young boys need hopefully your best friend local boys need it. And say that made me a firm believer in quality in Division 1. Hey, we said that wouldn't ticket to me a FA Cup now. A supporting material is the gap between Ghana Division 1 and the Premier. And so, sir, we've been involved with Division 1. No, we've chain will be a Premier. More from national team. More fair or more national team. This as a Division 1 and respect your mokra. But Division 1, no, none could be a quality. Or more fair could you boa mamonia and the day. No monko bobby. Also, more your money bo. Oh.
You advocate for players on board Ghana. Oh, mu ya de no. You can kakra ni you may be Kobe.
Oh, why not? Why not? And I'm saying, you new heroes. Oh, you're born him. And let's say they just don't have the opportunity to showcase what they can do. Say, to me, generate new microphone. My you're born him. You're born, it be a very boring because. Who are we hyping? Why do you project it? A lot of countries make a conscious effort to find new heroes. Ebinum we are lucky enough said the talent just helps. Spain, omuda hosa na labi yamala beto omusiri. Ba, omuda hosa na Pedri abetum. Ba, omuda hosa na Gavi abetum. Ba. But the ability to find them. Which I say, and you'll be a Pedri of Las Palmas, and you're La Masia boy. But who went to watch him at Las Palmas and say, Akola, we wish that in 2 years, Obitumia Bijana Barcelona at the those are the things that we are looking for. Indeed, a Jumano Memus to ye, or you don't know, dear. Uncle Division 1, if you are Uncle Shim, on freebie. Now, you're new heroes, like I say, Uncle Anini, we free Dakuma, we free Asafu, we free her, and genuinely that is where they come from. That is where you will find them. Now, offer Mokobo Unity Captain, near show more max, so that we can point at them. And I'll be now interested now, with your Sherman Steve Daniel, who said, you're calling me.
Doc, it's been an amazing time with you. Yeah, that's it. Nami shall be brave.
As always.
Nane do so chow. Wakatino, Okotwan and Nazare. This is about 7, right? Okay, so